the material alone. I am privileged to invite Professor Dr. Jagdesh Kumar once again to guide us through the modern cementing techniques and emphasize on the precision and pressurization.
मेरे ख्याल से सीमेंटिंग टेक्निक तो सबको आती है, हमारे पीजीज भी करते हैं। तो मैं कुछ चीज़ें बता रहा हूँ जो देखें कि आप लोगों में और मॉडर्न सीमेंटिंग टेक्निक में क्या डिफरेंस है। सो bone cement is not a true cement. It does not chemically bond to surface, but instead function effectively as a grout, filling space between bone and implant. Due to lack of intrinsic adhesive property, fixation is achieved mechanically through penetration into the cancellous bone, hardening within the trabecular architectures, formation of micro-interlock cement bone and cement implant interfaces. Object is to establish a strong and durable mechanical interlock between bone cement and implant to ensure stable fixation and minimize aseptic loosening. Why cementing matters? Aseptic loosening is a leading cause of PGF and revision. Ensure proper cementing technique can significantly mitigate this risk. Earlier cementing have lost about 10 years. Improved technique now achieve over 25 years of survival. So first step involve ensuring adequate exposure of subchondral bone to facilitate the best cement bone contact. Excise the labrum, pulvinar, central osteophytes, resect the ligamentum teres with sharp curette to fully expose the true acetabular floor. Remove any bony tissue that could impede bone cement contact. Preserve the transverse acetabular ligament when possible. It adds cement containment, pressurization, and prevents cement leakage into the pelvis. Progressively remove the articular cartilage and subchondral bone until punctate bleeding cancellous bone is exposed, providing optimal porous bed for cement interlock. The reaming should be oversized in order to obtain 2 to 3 mm circumference cement metal. The select an acetabulum cup at least 4 mm smaller than the final reamer size. Drill 5 to 6 holes of approximately 8 mm depth in acetabular roof, particularly in anterior-superiorly and posterior-superior quadrant. Additional small hole as required. This increase porosity, promote bone cement interdigitation, and enhance fixation strength. Subchondral cyst can compromise the stability of implant by creating voids in the bone's structure. Subchondral cyst, when present, should be cured with the sclerotic valve to expose the underlying cancellous honeycomb. Larger defect can be grafted with cancellous bone harvest from the femoral head. If acetabular cortical perforation occur, the defect should be sealed with graft to prevent cement extrusion. Use high pressure pulse lavage with suction to remove fat residue, marrow, blood, and bone debris. This process maximizes cement penetration, improve bone cement interlock, reduce the risk of fat embolism. Thorough drying of the bone surface using suction, sterilized gauze, epinephrine soak sponge typically just before the cement application. The bone surface should appear bone white and visible dry to ensure strong cement bonding. A few studies suggest that warming irrigation solutions helps reduce the circulatory reaction during surgery. For canal lavage, ringer leg is preferable as it better preserves integrity compared to normal saline. Before cementing, optimize surgical team roles, confirm implant size using trials, prepare instrument implants meticulously, ensure bone surface cleanness, communicate effectively with team and set cementing time. Notify NSA team when cement mixing began to allow adequate preparation for insertion. Maintain systolic BP less than 80 to 90 mm mercury during cementing to reduce bleeding and create a dry interface for strong fixation. Tranexamic acid reduce blood loss during and after surgery by prevent fibrin breakdown. Give IV or topically before cementing to minimize bleeding. Usually use high viscosity cement. Study suggests a reliable clinical performance, better handling and control during limited working time, facilitate effective manual pressurization, but deeper cement interdigitation backed by long-term survival data. Antibiotic loaded cement not for routine use. Risk of promoting antibiotic resistance. Use selectively high risk patients for PGI, revision, THA, diabetes, RA, previous infection, immunocompromised patient. Optimal timing applied during a working phase when cement is low viscosity, wet, stiff for best flow interdigitation. Ideal consistency, dry, non-sticky, shall last slightly surface wrinkle. Delay application increase the risk of poor fixation, lamination, and void and cracks. Change gloves immediately before touching bone cement or implant. Ensure no fat or blood contamination. Even minor contaminant can compromise sterility, implant fixation quality. High ambient OR temperature, shorter mixing working time. Use a chill monomer or pre-coiled mixing balls to mitigate heat effect. Vacuum mixing produce more uniform cementing, reduce porosity, lamination, air micro bubbles, minimize stop exposure to monomer fumes, no clear survival benefit but biomechanically superior to hand mixing. Mix under vacuum in cartridge and load into the gun. Use short wide nozzle for control bulky delivery. Cement should be delivered into the acetabulum as a single bolus followed by immediate pressurization to avoid blood lamination. Pressurization can be performed with pressurized cup or dome, acetabulum liner, impactors, sponge and surgical gloves tied with a knot. Either device should be wet with saline to prevent cement adherence. Apply and maintain pressure until cement reach a diaphragm. Evidence shows that high pressurization ensures deeper penetration, expel air and fluid, produce a uniform, wide-free, thicker cement mantle. Best is achieved in a contained cavity with a transverse ligament preserved. After removing excess cement, insert a cup by hand or with a cup holder. Use a ball pressurizer to maintain uniform pressure without rocking the implant. Careful and remove residual cement using a curettage or Ferrier elevator. Advanced implant geometric features, hemisphere geometry ensure uniform cement mantle thickness, peripheral rim improve cement pressurization, macro, macro texturing, promote mechanical interlock, circumference grooves act as a cement reserve, ensure adequate cement thickness, metal ring aid intra and post-operative assessment of cement metal thickness and implant orientation. Retained cement particles act as a abrasive third body debris, causing polyethylene wear, osteolysis, early implant failure. Meticulously remove all residual cement as cementophiles, especially around the acetabular cup. Perform pulse lavage to clear debris. As a final step, remove all the acetabular rim osteophytes, flush with the component rim to prevent impingement and subsequent dislocation. Maintain a steady pressure, avoid movement or manipulation, no hammering. Even gentle impaction can cause micromotion and disrupt the cement metal. Aim is to achieve a uniform 2 to 3 metal around the cup for balance, stress distribution and reduce the risk of cement metal failure. Protect the cup before femoral preparation and cementing. A sponge or cup may be placed into the acetabulum to prevent contamination of the socket and catch any excess or loose cement. Femoral preparation, sequential reaming approaching is preferred to achieve appropriate canal size and shaping. Preserve at least 3 mm of cancellous bone, especially medially and entirely to ensure proper cement interdigitation and durable fixation. Use a high pressure pulsatile lavage and manual intramedullary brush to remove loose cancellous bone, marrow and fat. Continue irrigation until lateral run clearly. Thoroughly dry the bone surface with suction, sterilized gauze, epinephrine soak sponge to optimize cement digitation. Do not use hydrogen peroxide in unvented medullary cavity as it carries the risk of air embolism. Moreover, hydrogen peroxide can damage the cement bone interface, has erosive property, and may impair cement adhesions if not fully evaporated before cement application. Cement structure. If it seal the distal canal, effectively prevent excessive distal cement extrusion. This not only ensure better cement content but also facilitate effective retrograde pressurization for deeper cement penetration into the cancellous bone. Select a correct size and insert it 1.2 to 2 cm distal to the stem tips using gentle pressure or slightly mallet tip. Confirm its position visually or with the depth gauge before cement insertion. When cement reaches a digest stage, it can be inserted in a canal in a retrograde fashion using a cement gun with a long nozzle. Break off the long nozzle, attach the femoral pressurizer and begin cement pressurization. Adequate pressurization is indicated by marrow extrusion. Maintain firm pressure until cement becomes dry and resist bleeding. Apply counter pressure on the knee if necessary. A small bone NG tube connected to the suction can be placed into the canal and gradually withdraw as cement is introduced. This helps reduce the bone blood lamination and void formation. Pre-warm femoral stem. Warm stem in 60-degree centigrade water bath using a sterile container. It come in. Heat up steam, lower cement porosity, shortening cement occurring time, prevent near implant bubbles. However, this could not be conclusively proven in experimental studies. Centralizers attach proximal and distal centralizers to assure proper cement alignment. They prevent varus and valgus malalignment, reduce the risk of steam migration, poor function, and early failure. Insert the femoral component by hand using an introducer. Apply thumb pressure over the medial calcar to prevent varus and enhance cement pressurization. Advance the steam two-thirds into the canal. Clear excess cement, verify alignment and activation before final seating. Mallet impaction of the stem should be avoided at all the time during insertion due to the risk of peri-process fracture. Post-insertion, ensure that any excess cement is removed using a elevator. Maintain a steady pressure to prevent any distortion of cement mantle. After curing, remove as residual cement with the osteotome and clear the acetabulum by removing the sponge and followed by manual sipping and irrigation to eliminate debris and prevent third body wear. When stem in final position, you should have a 2 to 3 mm cement around the stem, approximately 10 mm between the tip of the stem and the pillar. The composed cement metal consists of, if you see, is a layer of pure cement around the stem and also a layer of cancellous bone. Key message, even a perfectly aligned implant will fail if a fixation is inadequate. Perfect cementing technique directly impacts initial stability, long-term fixation, implant survivorship. SCW fixation is priority. Pulse lavage and pressurization is non-negotiable. Avoid hydrogen peroxide in osteoporotic bone as they may compromise bone integrity and bone bonding. Modern cementing, the use of pulsatile lever, bush cleaning, adrenaline soak soft to enhance hemostasis, vacuum mixing to produce more uniform cement, use a distal cement restrictor to allow retrograde filling and pressurization of deeper penetration, use of steam centralizer. These steps collectively reduce the risk of aseptic loosening, therefore enhance process longevity and patient's outcome. Thank you.
USB है आपके पास? USB